Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for checking out this video here on Show Style and Spirit. I am Ebony, of course. As you can see from the title of this video, I want to give my commentary on Destiny Payton from Love and Marriage Huntsville, her therapist, giving her opinion on Melody Cherie's Motherless Daughter discussion on TikTok, particularly Queen Shiba's commentary on the subject. So now before we break it all down, I ask that you please hit the like button on this video. By doing so, you will stimulate this video, if you will, causing YouTube to recommend this video to more people who enjoy discussing the various topics surrounding Love and Marriage Huntsville. And if you have not already done so, please subscribe to Show Style and Spirit. I would definitely love to have you. And everything that I'm saying in this video is alleged and just my opinion. And the Copyright Act of 1976 says that my fair use commentary on these sound bites are allowed for criticism. Okay, so you're going to hear Destiny's therapist talk. She's not going to say names. She's going to say to Destiny, one of your castmates, meaning Melody, and then she's going to say someone who chimed in, I'm paraphrasing when I say chimed in, whom I think is from like the psychology realm, I'm paraphrasing. In my opinion, she's referring to Queen Shiba. And then she's going to even talk about a former castmate being triggered. And we all know that that is Wanda. So I wanted to give you all that context before I play the soundbite. All right, so here we go.
Video. And part of me at the title, I was like, oh, well, let me check this out. Let me see what this is. Because one of your castmates, Destiny, has joined us in the mental health talk space, which I think could be a great thing. I really do. I think that the more the merrier. I love mental health. I do. I love talking about spiritual health. So the more the merrier. And I saw that and I clicked on it. And I was like, well, let me see what we're talking about here. And a couple of things. I'm just gonna be real. I think I'm gonna be blunt. So a couple of things I noticed right away is that we had a shared with your castmate. We have a shared goal, which is to provide a safe space. We have some shared facilitation style. So, when I come in here and sometimes I say, hey, y'all, drop some hearts in the comment, drop some hearts if you can relate to this. Say me too. We have that shared facilitation style. We also have a shared model, like that person brings in someone from, I'm going to assume from a mental health space. I don't know. I don't know. I didn't look into it. And I thought that all that's great. I am so glad if we can inspire, if we can provide a model, by all means, y'all take it and run with it, for sure. I have no problem with that. What made me concerned is the information that went out from the person who was providing psychological expertise. So if you say you're going to come from a psychological perspective, that means you're going to come from research. That means you're going to come from a place of study. That's what that means. And if I were to look up that theory that was put out there, I wouldn't find that anywhere. The theory... You wouldn't find what anywhere? The theory that went out from the guests. I wouldn't find that theory in any psychological space. Like I don't think any psychologist, any therapist, anyone who works in psychology, any professor would repeat that theory. So let's talk about the theory. The theory was that if a woman had respond in one or two ways to other women. She would either become very codependently attached and need tons of validation from her friends and other women, or she would have an aversion to relationships with other women. And what I thought was, how sad. I don't know how many women walked away thinking that in their adulthood, those are the only two responses that they could have if they had any issues with their moms. That is, we don't want to put misinformation out there. That is the opposite of safe. And there was another woman who went public. I haven't heard any of her commentary in response to it. Another former castmate of yours from the show who responded to that and was triggered, and rightfully so. Rightfully so, because that information was misinforming. And I really, it made me think about us in our spaces. What I really want you to do, I want you to say, people who are showing up here, I think there's some people who are showing up for different reasons. Y'all are like, let me see what they're talking about, and that's fine. You want to be entertained, that's cool. There are some people who do blog work, and so this is new, so, in the blog world, right? So there's some people who show up for that reason. But there are people, I'm starting to see a community form for us, and there are people who show up because you want to heal in community.
Okay, so I wanted to talk about that soundbite. So the therapist, she started out saying that, Melody has entered almost like the mental health sector on this platform on YouTube. And I assume, in my opinion, it sounded like sarcasm almost, like she was being sarcastic because Melody was speaking on, motherless daughters. She was almost saying like, oh yeah, she's talking as if she knows something, as if she's a therapist, like me. And again, this is just my opinion, just in case the therapist happens to see this video, or if it becomes their commentary next Monday. I'm speaking on this from me watching Melody's TikTok live and witnessing Miss Queen Shiba, whom I adore, go up on the panel, and I watched Wanda's live. And of course, I said in the top of this video that this is all my opinion. But because I already sense the sarcasm, I want to make sure that it's clear that I'm speaking from a space of opinion and being observant, not from a professional in the mental health sector. And I believe that is the space that Melody was coming from, a place of opinion and observation. Because if you watched Melody's TikTok live last week, she said that she had a conversation with a friend who said to her, I think that I struggle or I move in a certain way because of my broken relationship with my mom. And again, I'm paraphrasing. So, then Melody gave her commentary from there. And she said she wanted to share it with her fans when she went live on TikTok. So she was never speaking from a mental health professional perspective, and neither was Queen Shiba. And Queen Shiba, we all know when she does her Wellness Wednesdays, when she does I Said What I Said, and we're talking about things that affect us women particularly, it's coming from a place of life experience. A lot of times Queen Shiba will say, can you all relate when we've worked in corporate America? We have had this experience. When we interact with other Black women, this is our experience. And we all chime in the chat. And Queen Shiba will highlight your comment. And then she may give commentary on your comment or ask someone on her panel to give commentary on it as well. She never speaks from a place of being a psychologist with a PhD in psychology. And, she's not out diagnosing or anything of that nature. She gave, Queen Shiba gave her commentary on the topic of motherless daughters. She was speaking from her experience with other women, and it was not from a place where she was being authoritative and saying to people, this is absolutely the way that you could be if you've had a broken relationship with your mom. So I think that it's just unfair to Melody and Queen Shiba to like scrutinize their videos to a pulp, to where it's like, oh yeah, you're just giving in totality. They can only come out two ways if they have a broken relationship with their mom. All of our content here is opinion based. And then even when we're speaking on a topic that may involve a public figure or a reality TV star, sometimes us content creators, it will make us think of a life experience and we'll share that and elaborate. Even when you all leave comments on videos, some of you will say, when I worked on a job, when I was married, when I was breaking up with someone, when I became a mom, whatever, you find yourself in the topic, you find yourself in the commentary, and you elaborate on your life experience. I think that all of that is normal. And so I feel like it was just kind of unfair. And I almost like I sense the scrutiny and like the dissecting of Melody and Queen Shiba's commentary on the topic of motherless daughters. I feel them just scrutinizing it so that even as I give my commentary, I'm feeling the need to say, I'm paraphrasing. This is just my opinion because of, how it came off with them, giving their scrutinization, if you will, of Melody and Queen Shiba's videos. So then she brought up Wanda. She said a former castmate. And she says she was triggered and rightfully so. So we all know that from Wanda's video, she felt like Melody was talking about her. Although, again, Melody said that she was speaking with a friend who was saying to her, I think I behave a certain way, I move a certain way because of my broken relationship with my mom. But Wanda applied the topic to her. And then on top of that application, she felt like Melody was taking the time out to say something mean or shade her and took offense to it and responded accordingly. So even when Destiny's therapist, in my opinion, says that Wanda had, she was rightfully triggered, I kind of feel like that is some, an inaccuracy or misinformation, like what she has used in regards to their videos. So I feel like, at least acknowledge that Melody said she was talking with a friend and that's what prompted her to speak on motherless daughters. At least include that in your commentary. At least include that, Queen Shiba speaks from a place of life experience. I do think that obviously because she works with Destiny, I believe Destiny sees her on a regular basis. Like she's going to be slanted in Destiny's favor, right? So I think that's why her commentary on Melody and Queen Shiba's videos, I think that's why it's in the direction that it is, why it's biased, because she's going to be slanted towards Destiny. Even at the end of this video with Destiny, she was saying, be sure to check them out next week because they're going to give commentary on the upcoming episode of Love and Marriage Huntsville. And we know what will be discussed, the millimeters. So in my opinion, that's what they, are going to be talking about in addition to Destiny's scene with Sunny. All right, so in this next soundbite that I'm going to play for you all, someone is going to pose the question, what was really wrong with the commentary? So I just want to play this soundbite so that the therapist can explicitly say what issue she took with it.
Do you want to answer Precious G's question? She said, so what's wrong with what she said? For my information, I have dysfunctional relationships due to my relationship with my mother. So what I want to propose to you, Precious, is that you can show up in more than one or two ways. You can show up, you don't necessarily have to show up as codependent. It doesn't mean you're going to show up as codependent and having a great need for validation from all of your female friends or one of your female friends. It does not mean that you're going to show up that way. The other option was that you would have an aversion to women. It doesn't mean that you would show up that way either. So what I'm saying is the framework is flawed. The framework, if you were looking to locate yourself in that framework, you may not be able to locate yourself in that framework because there's more than one way to show up. And so, like I said, I put an article in our chat, and I was talking about how people adapt to dysfunction in the family. So you had some dysfunction maybe in your relationship with your mother. One of the ways, I don't know if there was any, I don't know the climate of your household, if there was any mental health issues, if there was any substance abuse.
Okay. So again, she's saying that, she feels like it's misinformation to say to people that if you've had a broken relationship with your mom, that you could come out behavior speaking in two different scenarios. One of them including an aversion or strong dislike towards other women. Let me say this, that even when, a couple of scenarios like that are thrown out in the discussion, if people have a different life experience or a different opinion, people will just politely state it in the chat. And again, Queen Shiba or Melody will mention it and give commentary on it. We're going to all have a variety of life experiences. We could even share a similar experience and we may process it differently. We may have a different reaction to it. It may cause us to move in a different way than the next person who had that similar life experience. I don't think any of us feel like what everyone's commentary is in black and white. I think we all recognize that it is based in opinion and in life experience. I don't think anybody in the LAMH sector is that dense where they would not realize that everyone is giving their opinion based off of what we see on a TV show, what we see on social media, and our own life experience. So I thought this was really interesting, the therapist opinions. And I do want to point out that Destiny, she really let the therapist do much of the talking. I don't think that she wanted the narrative to be that she was critiquing Melody's video and Queen Shiba's opinion. I think that she was, the most she said was, we're a community here and we just want to make sure that no one is misinformed. She really didn't say very much. It was mostly the therapist saying it. Another thing that the therapist mentioned was a scene at like a restaurant or a coffee house with Melody and Destiny a few seasons back, and they were sitting outdoors. That's the scene that I think the therapist was speaking on. And she was saying that there was some gaslighting going on and it didn't get anywhere. The conversation did not get anywhere. And Destiny said, yeah, it didn't get anywhere. I was there. And then she giggled. So, again, I feel like, she slanted towards Destiny. And I guess that makes sense, right? They have, it is a therapeutic thing, but it's also a business relationship at the end of the day. I'm sure Destiny pays her for her services for, being her therapist. So she's going to be slanted towards Destiny. And, that's also a thing that you're going to see. I've always said that, when people criticize millimeter bloggers for being biased, I always point out that that is normal, even within the realm of journalism with cable news channels. They're slanted, right? You have MSNBC that is more liberal. Fox News that's more conservative, and then their tribe finds them. People will watch their content if that is what they believe in or it's closer to what they believe in. So it's normal to be biased as well. So, I can acknowledge those things, but I thought this was very interesting commentary and I wanted to share it with you all. So thank you so much for watching this video. I always appreciate the support. Please hit the like button on this video as it is a free way of supporting the channel. And please subscribe to Show Style and Spirit. I would definitely, again, would love to have you. And I will talk with you all soon, God willing, and the creek don't rise. Bye.